Hi everyone, I thought I'd show you how to use one of these bias tape makers. The pattern that we're doing at the moment, the Avenue for the sew along, requires some folded edges of your fabric for the trunks, and it suggests using a bias tape maker, which is one of these. And you can do it manually, and I'll show you that in a second, but I thought I'd just show you how to use that. So I usually press my fabric, make sure it's nice and flat, and then you put one of your raw edges with the right sides down into the tape maker, and as you can see, it goes to a small point. So I have a stiletto, but you could use a pin or anything like that, just to try and poke your fabric in, and then you can start trying to poke it out the other end. And I've got to say, this is usually the hardest part of getting it happening. And there we go, got the fabric coming through. And you'll see that this little bias tape maker automatically folds it so that the edges meet in the middle. And all we do then, excuse my arm in front of you, is put your iron on there. And I'll move that over a little bit. Hold your iron on there, press forward, and you're pressing those folds in. And so you can actually get quite good at it and just do this all the way across. Come back and give it an extra press, make sure it's going to stay that way. But that is your beautiful folded piece of fabric. Now, as I said, you can do this manually yourself. You'll just get slightly hot fingers. The quickest way, or the easiest way to know where your center is to actually press your fabric in half. Don't press it too hard, because we actually want to take that fold out. But it gives you a line that you can then press your fabric to the middle of. So we can do that and turn it around and do the other side. As you can see, it's a little bit fiddly, a little bit more time consuming, and your fingers are getting a lot closer to that iron. But it is possible to do without one of those tape makers. And what I do, and because you can see now that we've got a folded line or a pressed line, I'll come back and give it a little bit of spritz of water or a bit of flatter perhaps, just to get rid of that center pressed seam, so that this side, the right side of your fabric, is then nice and flat. And there you go. So that's the comparison. I must say I do prefer the tape maker, but if you haven't got one, that works just as well.